Well, good morning, everyone. We're here in the cabin at Blood Mountain Cabins. Arnie's going out today with Pan Am Don to hike from Woody Gap to back to the cabin over Blood Mountain.
And you?
I'm staying here.
Okay. Everybody have a blessed day. Shaju says, good morning. Alright everybody, we're here at Woody Gap, just taking off, elevation 3163, mileage 20.5. And Pan Am Don is going to lead the way again today as we head up in the dark at 6:30 in the morning. Woody Gap. Neel Gap, this says 11.3, I'm not sure that's correct, but Blood Mountain 9, and that's just a message board, I think. Had a wonderful time once again last night visiting with Don and Nancy in their cabin, and we shared a little bit of it with them, of cost, but they mostly carried it. It was quite a blessing, especially her phenomenal cooking. Oh my gosh, can that woman cook? My feet feel really good this morning. I am freezing, so I've managed to start out cold as I've been instructed to do. Have on my summer shirt, tank top, my summer shirt, and my wind jacket right now. And I threw the shemagh around my shoulders and my neck. Got a fleece headband and my hat on. I should be a little while before I warm up with just the wind jacket on, but we'll find out. So we'll see you up the way when the sun comes up. Well, we're 7/10 of a mile in. We just hit our first section of rocks here and the switchbacks. And I think it's just 1 mile from Woody Gap up to the ledges of Big Cedar Mountain. So that's where we're headed. That's where we get a little bit of rock. Gets steeper. Heading up to Big Cedar Ledges, which is Preacher's Rock. And there is the beginning of the sunrise. So, 7:20 in the morning at Preacher's Rock. A little too foggy and hazy to get the sunrise, but it is coming up. I can see why early riser likes getting up early and hiking in the dark to see something like this. If you want to see more of the trail terrain, go to my 2017 health hike videos. And you can see any detail you want to see. Just a little beyond Preacher's Rock, and we got a little bit of a steady uphill. Still a few rocks, they're great, they actually help. Well, we came up 1.3 miles in the first hour, and about 500 feet up, and most of that was pretty steep towards the last half of it. Coming to a nice easy trail now, but that's a pretty good time for me at this point. Pan Am is kind of going and waiting and going and waiting and going and waiting. But today will be the last day that he hikes with me, and then he's going to be taking off at his own speed, actually from Hog Pen tomorrow, because he already did Neel Gap to Hog Pen in that icy rain on Sunday. So be sure to check that video out. I'm sure he did say he videoed a few things, and should be quite interesting. That was the day that I was still recuperating from keeping up with him for the first 2 days. Well, not really keeping up with him, but trying to keep up with him. Trying to keep up enough to not slow him down massively, since he was so kind to hang out with me. And he's up there taking a break, waiting for me. We're about 1.5 miles in, and check this out. Some of these are new, some of them are old. Must get pretty good winds through here when there are storms. Having a great hike today. The weather is great. It's cool enough to just keep my jacket on, my hat on. I probably could switch headbands, which I will do up here eventually, to a little bit lighter weight one. But up here on this ridge, we're actually on a ridge right now, so blowing a little bit on the ears, so I'll leave the fleece on here for a few minutes, but I would say before too long I may be able to switch out to just the polyester headband under the hat. But then again, I think we're going to be pretty much doing some downhills, levels, and just a few little ups here for a little while. I believe Lance Creek may be the next place we pass by. Look at this beautiful trail. Been having a little bit of mud through here, but it's not slippery, and it's actually kind of nice because it's soft under the feet. Well, here's what you call a reliable water source, I guess. Not sure what mile marker we're at, but probably about 2 miles in from Woody Gap. You need water? You can get it here. Running great. That stream we just passed was at mile 22.7 per gut hooks, and it is a reliable stream, and definitely reliable today. Still very hazy out there. We're making pretty good time right now. So G is going to work on the van some more today. He's getting the insulation finished, getting it put in, and not sure what else he has to do, other than we've got to finish cleaning out all the junk we brought with us and get rid of the stuff we don't need. That's kind of the bottom line. That's what we'll do tomorrow. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so we'll take that day, go to Blairsville. I got a couple of things we need to do in there, get some medicine, and finish getting that van fixed up for him, and then really a few more days after that he's going to be heading back to Louisville. So, but at least I'll know that when he turns around and come back this way, that he'll know that his van is in order, and then when he gets here it will be easier. So this is a perfect day for hiking. It is a little humid, but not enough to create a problem. Chill in the air. One of my favorite kind of hiking days. Overcast. Not quite as pretty when it's overcast because you don't get to see that blue sky, but it just keeps the temperature so that you don't sweat. I think it's in the 40s by now, probably. Thoroughly enjoying this. It is absolutely wonderful. After I said that, I realized we've actually got a little bit of a misty rain going on. Misty sprinkles, so it's not so bad though. I think I'll just pull my jacket hood up over my head and keep on going. If it keeps up for long, I'll pull the poncho over me, or if it gets heavier. Alright, I pulled the poncho out, pulled it out from my brain back here, pulled it over my head, threw it over my back, snapped one snap on the side, and I'm dry. Plus it's windy up here, so it's helping with that too. Anyway, backpack's dry, I'm dry. This can pull out more. Oh, I still got my headlamp on up there, I forgot. But anyway, keeping it back right now, but I could pull it forward if I need to. So we're heading on down the road. Just keep on moving. Check my spot where I was, make sure I didn't leave anything, and keep on going. It's a great day to be in the woods, and yes, I love hiking. Got more of the same up here. Didn't mean for this to be a selfie, but since it is, just a lot of down trees. Trail's a little bit wet. Mist is pretty much slowed up, but it's like it's coming and going and coming and going, so we'll just stay dry for now, because it is in the 40s, so I don't want to get wet and then get chilled. We're coming up on the Dockery Lake Trail. Got a campsite over here to the left. Looks like somebody's made a fire ring. And there's the Dockery Lake Trail, goes down to Dockery Camp down there. I'm not sure if it's open in the winter or not, but a lot of people like to walk up there, from there and up to Preacher's Rock and then back down for a day hike. And we still got this just absolutely great trail for the most part. Every now and then it's a little muddy, every now and then it's a little rocky, but for the most part it's just trail. So I haven't told you new folks about Arnie's rock difficulty scale. This one would be at this point about a 1 to a 2, and I'll explain another time what those levels are. But up in Virginia we got up to a 5, and I'm figuring in Pennsylvania you get up to a 10. But the level of difficulty really has to do with how much does it slow you down, and is it hard on your feet and ankles. And very subjective scale. But people would say it was rocky, and I'd be like, well, what do you mean by rocky? Because this is a little bit rocky, but not very. Mostly just to prevent erosion. And then there's really rocky. Anyway, I'd call this a 0 is no rocks at all. I do remember that. I'm going to have to listen to the video and remember how I scaled it. But then a 2 was just small rocks that don't really slow you down too much. If anything, they may be, I mean a 1. 1 was just maybe small rocks and don't really slow you down, but maybe even help with the trail and with erosion. So for the most part, this is a 1, but then a 2, you have to start negotiating a little bit. And we're having to do that just a little bit with these. So that's why I'm saying this one's kind of a 1 to a 2 for the most part. And we continue to have an overcast day. And there's Pan Am Don. How you doing today?
Oh, good. It's a great day out here.
Yeah, really enjoying it.
Yep.
Moving on down the road. Well, I just got passed by a gentleman who is a veteran and had thru hiked in 2008. And you want to turn around and tell me a little bit? So you give me permission to put this on YouTube?
Well, sure.
And your trail name is?
My trail name is Kanati, which is a Cherokee name in their folklore for the lucky hunter. And since my mother's people were Cherokee and my father's were Irish, I got the best of both worlds, and so I used that as my secondary name and have for 25 or 30 years. And I just love the trail. I love meeting the people, and this is the greatest world on earth, is the hikers of the Appalachian Trail, the trail angels, and all the people who provide for you when you need it the most.
Well, isn't that the truth? So you started in Amicalola, and you're headed to Fontana to start with.
Going to Fontana, and then I talked to my wife last night, and she says, well, just enjoy it and stay as long as you want.
Well, cool.
That is not
a good thing to say to a thru hiker.
Not a good thing to say to a guy like me.
Really?
So, but anyway, it's nice meeting you folks. And what is your...
You too. I'm Arnie1mile.
Arnie1mile, and I suppose this is your husband?
No, sir, that is a dear friend. My husband and his wife are actually together today.
Okay.
So, that is Pan Am Don. He's vlogging also, so he may also want a video. Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
I'm 71.
There you go, folks. There it is again.
I was 62 when I hiked the trail in 2008.
But he just hiked by me like I was standing still, so...
Yeah, and I camped in the most beautiful place last night on Big Cedar Mountain.
Oh, you camped up there behind the rock?
Yeah, behind the rock.
I saw that last year.
Yeah, if anyone starting a thru hike, if you can stage it so, I had stayed at Hawk Mountain Shelter the night before, and so I decided I want to camp there. That's 13 or 14 miles.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
Got to see the sunset.
Got to see the sunset bouncing off
through the trees. Yeah.
It was really nice.
Well, that's great. Well, it was very nice to meet you. Tell me that name again?
Kanati.
Kanati.
K-A-N-A-T-I.
What's it mean again?
It's Cherokee folklore for the lucky hunter.
The lucky hunter. All right.
And my wife says he hikes till hunting season, then he hunts till hiking season.
I love it.
That's what she said.
Well, good for you. Well, you take care, Kanati.
Have a great day.
You too. Have a great hike. Look at this. This did not look like this when we came through here. November before the January 2017. In fact, I have a video of this Lance Creek streamside restoration, and there were no trees in here. If you watch that video, you'll see. These have all come down in the last year and 2 months, 3 months. Goodness. Look at that. But if you need water, there's plenty of water here at Lance Creek. Let's go see if the campsites are even campable. Look at this mess. And this is where we camped. But it didn't look like this. My goodness. Put a fire pit in here. You can walk down to the water by the water trail there. There's a sign. There's water, and they have cleaned off the tent pads, so there's at least 3 of them here. We're coming up on mile 24.2, and this is what Guthook considers an unreliable stream. And look at that flow. So early February, first week of February, looks like water's doing fine. Get all you want from that spot. Continues to be overcast, but really beautiful. Came from down there and headed up this way. I had Pan Am Don, had him go on ahead for a ways while I had to stop and take off poncho and rain jacket. Basically, I'm down to my summer shirt, tank top, and nylon polyester headband and hat. And, of course, pants, of course. Doing pretty good with not bringing on any sweating. The back of my neck might be a little bit sometimes. Anyway, it's great out here. Just great. Absolutely wonderful. Looking back southbound, this is just unbelievable. Guess it's not really unbelievable given that a hurricane went through and it is a forest, but look at this. Look at this huge tree up here. Leaning over. Stopped by those trees up there. Wow. Thank goodness for trail maintainers who have been out here with their, I don't know if they can use their chainsaws out here or if they had to use hand saws. It is the Blood Mountain Wilderness. I don't know. They say wilderness areas, you're not allowed to use power equipment. You would think after a hurricane like this, they'd make some concessions, or after a mess like this. All right, let's keep on going. We're a little over 4 miles, 4¼ miles in from Woody Gap, and we got a little log stair climb here. Basically, we're tending to go uphill with some flats and with a little bit of downs. And our next point of interest will be Gerard Gap. So, and look, the sun is peeking through. Got chilly there for a while. Had to put my pull out my schmog and wrap it around my neck and face a little for a few minutes, but now that sun's out and it's starting to warm up a little again, and the wind, we must be on the leeward side because there's no wind right now, so it really does come and go out here. It's good if you can have something handy to put on or take off if you are a person who tends to be bothered by temperature change, like, you know, it gets cold, you need to be wrapped up a little bit. Figure something out, whether it's a buff or something to wrap around your neck, something to wrap around your head, something to pull over your head, whatever, and then have a way to take it off and not have to stop and put it in your pack or take it out. That's my advice to all you more cold-natured folks out there.
Good morning, this is Pan Am Don. I was just coming along the trail and I found first a video camera, and then I found the owner, Arnie.
Hello. Well, according to Pan Am Don, this is a log with truly the spirit of G. Because, check it out. He definitely has to come see that one. Don't you think?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you found the right log, and we'll memorialize it in video so that G can really
absolutely
get a good feeling about it.
And actually, he may have sat on it 1.5 years ago. Oh. We don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me. It's probably in a video somewhere. All right. God bless everyone. I was just walking along, and then I got to looking up over here, and then I decided to pull out gut hooks and see. Not sure, because we got about 1.4 miles to the top of Blood Mountain, but that may be it out there between those trees. Maybe it. Hard to tell for sure. Just been such a great trail today. Just trail. A walk in the woods trail is what I call it, when there's no rocks, no roots, or there might be a few rocks, little bitty ones that help make it nice. Might be some pine needles on it. And a lot of today, we have had a walk in the woods trail. A lot of it's been uphill, but it's still been walk in the woods trail. So once you come off of Springer Mountain down that mile, and I know we have some stones to climb over when we get up to Blood Mountain or getting close to it, and some other rock steps and steps we have to do. And then of course I know that we have a very difficult downhill with lots of steps that are really hard on the knees. But other than that, it's pretty cool trail as far as the track itself is concerned. As Kiwi would call it, Kiwi wandering, he called it the track. The track itself has really been fine. Well, here it is, the sign for the Freeman Trail. So if it's bad weather, you can go over this way and go over the Freeman Trail. So Pan Am, is it bad weather? The weather is perfect for hiking. So we're gonna go this way. There's several campsites right here. So, did we already pass the Woods Hole Road? See, I walked right by it.
The Woods Hole shelter's over that way.
Yeah, it is. And I've totally missed the side trail. Guess I was playing so much skipping, trying to sort of jog for kicks. Anyway, yeah, we can't take the Freeman Trail.
No, we don't want to do any of it.
Nope.
I don't.
We probably wouldn't even take it if it was bad weather. We'd be hard-nosed. And
That's what Red Nose did.
yeah, and he had bad weather.
He was afraid of the ice coming off the flood.
But then he said it was really rocky.
Yeah, I saw videos of it from other people.
Really? I've never seen it.
It's like coming up toward, it's like when you're coming into Woody Gap, only a lot more rocks.
Oh, okay.
You know how you were going along the side there?
Yeah.
It's like that, but real rocky.
Ooh, wow. Well, we're going to video you up this hill. Let the people see how, when you have all that extra oxygen, what it does for you. Of course, he's tired. It's been a long day, and he keeps waiting for me, so. But he can walk a lot further before he has to stop and catch his breath than I can. And there it is, folks. Now we're coming up here on the, AT goes to the right up these stairs, and this is the Slaughter Creek Trail. And down this, somewhere over here on this trail a little bit, there's an unreliable water source, and according to a comment on Gut Hooks, it was dry at the end of January. Well, not dry, he said it had puddles, but it was almost impossible to get any water from it. But it's the last opportunity before Neel Gap. No water up on Blood Mountain, and no water from Blood Mountain to Neel Gap. So if you get here and you don't have any, or you're going to run out, might want to at least go see. I'm not sure how far down it is, but anyway, we're going to go up these rock steps. Well, we just passed the Slaughter Creek campsite, and we've got about 540 feet up to go and about 7/10 of a mile. So then we'll be at the top of Blood Mountain. We're at mile 28.2, 4127 on elevation, and there is the Duncan Ridge Trail. Can't remember where it goes, but we're going up this way. 4127 to 4442, so 320 feet about, just under. And I think we got about 3 to 4 tenths left to go. So it's fairly steep, but it's fun. Having a great time. Well, we're starting up the final switchbacks of about 3 to 4 tenths mile up to the top of Blood Mountain. This is off to the west. This is where we saw the sunset last season. We got about 3/10 of a mile to go, 200 feet. This is where it got dark on us last season, so I haven't seen all this in the daytime. The reason I know it was here is I remember we came into the Mountain Laurel and other whatever else is here right as it got dark. So I remember we were climbing rocks and there were some sloping rocks, but didn't see around it at all, so this is going to be fun. 2/10 to go, and I remember that we had some of these sloping rocks at the end. They are a little wet now. Hopefully they're not slippery. Nope, so far not. Good. Thank goodness for that. This is really cool. Forest of mountain laurel, kind of on both sides of the trail. And this not really very difficult rock trail other than it's uphill and a bit of a bum kicker because it's uphill, but the track itself is pretty cool. Rocks are fairly smooth for the most part, so there's no getting your feet beat up going over these, although you do have to negotiate them a little bit from time to time. But it is beautiful up here. I think somebody's camped in there. And continuing up, almost there, and there is the privy. And this is what you see when you come up in the daytime. You can go all the way around this rock. You can sit up on them, watch the sunrise over to the left, see the sun, or you could and there's our friend Pan Am, who's been here long enough to be ready to go home. Whew, that was a little slow for me.
Oh, we're here. Yep.
You been up there?
Yep, went up and saw the rocks. Everybody's been seeing the inside of the cabin, but
I've already seen that.
And yeah, some good views up there. A little bit hazy as you
Yeah.
said. Yeah.
And this is practice for later. So yeah, I don't mind climbing on my knees. You can see how cautious I am. Alright. So keep that thing rolling a minute. I have a new that's my dance at the Vistas.
Getting down on Blood Mountain, huh?
All right. Thank you. Here we are at the top of Blood Mountain in the early afternoon. Heading down for a hot cup of coffee. Pan Am, I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
You started February 2nd.
February, Groundhog Day.
Okay. And you've hiked 4 days.
Right.
Taken 1-0.
Yep.
So what are the benefits and the drawbacks of leaving early versus waiting until later?
Sure. On the benefit side, we are ahead of the bubble. There's less people. We've got a little more privacy on the trail. There's just less people out here. It's not so crowded. There's plenty of room in the shelters or the campsite if there's anybody in the campsites. The facilities are all just available. Everything's good. The weather is a little bit
You
up
had
and down.
one cold day there at Cooper Gap. Cold night.
We did. Yeah, the first night in Cooper Gap, it was reported going to be around 18 degrees. It was real cold, and the wind was blowing through there. And getting the tent set up was really hard because it was so cold. So on the tough side of starting early is the weather. You're going to catch some cold weather. You're going to catch some ice. You're going to catch some snow sooner or later. Not all the facilities are open as much. Some of the hostels are not really geared up as yet for the people. And whether or not you're going to be able to get rides to and from trail is a little bit less obvious. There's not quite so many people riding. So you might have to pay a little bit more money to get an individual ride instead of a group.
That's
but
true.
Overall, I'm really having a good time out here. And it's a great way to start.
Great. What do you think about the trail itself?
the trail itself and the views are good, but again, because of the weather,
Yeah.
and because it's a little bit cold, you're going to get more haze, and you get a little bit more cloudy days.
True.
So, but other than that, the trail is good. The trail's in really good shape, and part of the good thing about in some of the heavy mud areas, when it's colder like this, you don't get quite the you're not going to sink into the mud quite as much.
Cool.
So it's a good start. A good time to start.
Well, there you have it, folks, from a very experienced New Hampshire White Mountains hiker. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Headed down from Blood Mountain, and when I got up to the top, my feet didn't hurt and my knees didn't hurt. So let's see what happens when I get to the bottom. Am I going to be able to get down this mountain without having knee pain and without jamming my feet so that my feet start hurting? We'll find out. And it's been a gorgeous, beautiful day, incredible day. So Pan Am and I decided that part of the reason you don't see a lot of videos coming down from here is that everybody wants to just hurry up and get down there and when it's cold, get a hot cup of coffee. When it's hot, get a nice cold Coke. So that makes sense to me. But if you do want to see the terrain in detail going down this mountain, it's on our 2017 health hike videos, 2018 prep videos. It's number 10 or 11 or 12, something in there. And it says, why is Blood Mountain coming down Blood Mountain is hard on the knees, or something like that. And it shows all this detail, and this is all I'm going to show because he tends to wait on me, and I don't want to make him wait an excessive amount of time so I can video something that I've already got a video of out there that you guys can go look at. So unless something extremely interesting happens, we'll see you at the bottom. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I remember this place. Oh, goodness. Yep. Around the rock. Well, we're almost there. There's mountain crossings down there. The hostel. Looking backwards. That's what we're leaving. Blood Mountain Wilderness. Chattahoochee National Forest. If you're coming up from the north going south, then get one of these little bulletin boards giving you all kinds of information. A lot of the trailheads seem to have that, the bigger trailheads. Anyway, I have a feeling there's going to be dinner waiting, or very soon anyway, so it's been a great day. Don came on down, and which was good. He needed to go his pace. And so this will be the last time that we hike together. He's going to continue northbound from Hog Pen. That's the one he hiked, Neel Gap to Hog Pen with his friend from Georgia in the freezing rain. And so he'll be starting up at Hog Pen. I think his wife is going being gone on her way, and so he's going to be going, you know, at his pace and trying to make the miles. So it was really a treat. We'll be with them one more night tonight, and it was really fun meeting them and hanging out with them. So I wish them well, and him on his hike. I think he's going to have a great time. I think he's going to have a great trip. He's a super guy, going to make lots of friends. So let's go across this busy road and walk over to the Blood Mountain cabins and see what's cooking.